True to the well-grounded forebodings of citizens, soldiers deployed to the streets at the peak of the #EndSARS protests have become a thorn in the flesh of the people, brutalizing the very Nigerians they are paid to protect. As a continuation of Nigeria's internal injustice, soldiers are harassing, humiliating, and wantonly violating the rights of the people, including engaging in extrajudicial killings in several parts of the country. Bearing in mind the bloody antecedents of the military in Odi, Zaki, Biam, Zaria, and a host of other places, these atrocities are not surprising. It buttresses the heartbreaking truth that leadership in Nigeria has failed to deconstruct the sensible security architecture in a democratic milieu. To prevent continued military atrocities, the President's Major General Buhari should quickly get soldiers off the streets because Nigeria should not be at war with its citizens. All along, there had been apprehension that soldiers on the streets is a recipe for excesses against civilians. Research by Foreign Policy Analysis published by Oxford University found that between 1999 and 2011, the deployment of soldiers in non-United Nations peacekeeping operations around Africa heightened the risk of mutiny and coups by the military. This is perhaps why Donald Trump's immediate past defense secretary, Mark Esper, resolutely resisted the United States president's attempt to deploy active duty soldiers in the streets of America to break up the Black Lives Matter protests. Soldiers are essentially trained to fight wars. As a result, they have maimed and killed too many Nigerians when enforcing civil laws. This again played out at the Lekki Tollgate killings where they were deployed to stop the #EndSARS protests. Yet it appears the Buhari regime has not learned any useful lessons from last month's bloody encounters. Several fresh incidents demonstrate this dangerous trend. A graphic viral video of soldiers flogging a woman for allegedly wearing a revealing camisole in Bere, Ibadan, the Oyo state capital, is a poignant reference point. Soldiers are not paid to enforce the code of morality in Nigeria. Indeed, no security agencies has the constitutional right to inflict corporal punishment on Nigerians. In the same city, soldiers publicly shaved the head of young men, claiming that their hairstyles were offensive. This is outrageous. Nigeria has much blood on its own people on its hands, from obnoxious police brutality, which provoked the #EndSARS protest. Nigeria has now moved full circle to military brutality. The Buhari regime is advancing in its surreptitious moves to subvert human rights. In Lagos, another viral video demonstrated this. Soldier had arrested a mother of 4 who said she was on her way to buy food. She, however, accused the soldiers of releasing some detainees because they spoke the same language. In Plateau State, soldiers attached to a special military task force, Operation Safe Haven, allegedly killed about 8 youths who stormed the home of a top former federal lawmaker in the capital, Jos, during the rioting that followed the #EndSARS protests and dumped their bodies in a nearby mining pit. How horrible. Likewise, the allegations in Enugu State that security agents wasted the lives of youths protesting police brutality and threw their corpses into the Unyama Valley. In the past few days, the Oyugu community in Rivers State has been in bloody turmoil. There are strong accusations of reprisals killings thereafter. Some soldiers were allegedly killed by IPOB members during the #EndSARS protest. Instead of the police to deal with the issue by fishing out the culprits, soldiers have allegedly been going from house to house carrying out extrajudicial killings, forcing residents to flee. In his defense, a Nigerian Army spokesman, Charles Ikocha, admitted the soldiers were conducting an operation in the area but were not targeting people. Successive leaders have failed to stop the trend by retaining soldiers on the streets. Buhari is not different. There are signs of creeping repressiveness and brutality in his intolerant regime. The president should have a better understanding that security in a democracy is not about using the military to suppress the people. It is moot, but the #EndSARS protest escalated into furious rioting just after the shootings by soldiers at the Lekki toll gate on October 20th. Under the disguise of insecurity, soldiers have assumed too much control of the internal security situation in the Fourth Republic. The military is involved in joint operations with the police in more than 30 of the 36 states. There is no excuse for this anomaly. Soldiers exploit this to dehumanize the citizens and even the police, as it has occurred in Lagos on several occasions. In December 2015, Amnesty International alleged that soldiers massacred 348 Shiites during their street procession in Zaria, Kaduna State. The casualties were buried secretly, the global rights group said. In contrast, the United Kingdom authorities called in the police after two Islamic terrorists attacked an off-duty soldier, Lee Rigby, to death near the Royal Artillery Barracks in Woolwich, London in 2013. It is only in extreme cases of war that the military can be deployed. In the US, the National Guard, a reservist component of the military, is drafted to curb civil disturbances when the police have been overwhelmed. Buhari should interrogate these global best practices and resist the urge to draft in soldiers at every sign of protest or crime. The military should concentrate on crushing the Islamist insurgents, bandits, and Fulani militia. Moral policing is a menace and uncivilized. It appears that intolerant religious elements are gaining ascendancy in Nigeria's security system. What is needed is a strong order from the presidency that security agents should not dabble into moral issues. It is not enough deterrent to court martial erring soldiers who abuse the rights of citizens. Aggrieved citizens should be courageous to seek redress in court. Soldiers who violate human rights should be handed over to the civil authorities for prosecution. Ultimately, the Buhari regime should undertake extensive police reforms. By now, there should have been a concrete roadmap on how to make state police constitutional, as is the case in all federal states around the world. Well, these people are just trying to be politically correct. You are telling Buhari to do this. You should tell them to go back. You should tell the army or the soldiers to go back to the barracks. They should not be seen on the streets. You are telling him to tell them. Are you not? Don't you think it's the one who sent them? Because you can't tell us that the chief of army staff will do all of those things, all the security architecture or whatever at different level. We do that without his knowledge. You are telling us to. They didn't do that, on their own accord. He asked them to do that because everything stops on his table. He can't tell us. So that's why I said this. Punch is writing this thing. This is coming from Punch. This article is coming from Punch. So you can't tell us Buhari does not know. You can't tell us that he does not know what is happening, because by the time people come now, they will not be making excuses for him, this and that. Oh, he's not aware of this whole thing. So they are feeding him with lies. What are we talking about? They are feeding him with lies. Is he not a human being? Is he a ghost? Even ghost knows everything. So why will he not know what is happening? Why would they be feeding him with lies and he will be accepting it? It's just a sign of incompetence. That's just the way it is. There's no two ways about it. Or it's a deliberate act. Either of the two. It's a really deliberate act. So advising him to do this, whereas the one that is doing it is the one that sent them. Is aware of the whole thing. So this is the man. They said it's a change. It's a change man. He's not a Democrat. Of course, the other day last week, this man came out with his usual praises he used to sing about Buhari. Of course, that is what he's paid to do. Just defend what is not. Anything that is not even defensible, just defend it. That is what is being paid for. So people should not just even mind him. Oh, he said, if not that Buhari intervened as a father, according to Femi Adesina, if not that Buhari intervened as a father, oh my God, what we are experiencing would have been a child's play. What we are experiencing is it would have been worse than that. Hey, they say, thank you, Mr. Adesina. You do well. You are doing well in your profession. You are really doing well. Well, if soldiers are left of the barracks too much into the streets and sensitive places. It will make matters very easy for them the day they will overthrow government. Don't always think it is possible. Well, Buhari has always pampered terrorists and deployed soldiers to brutalize the peaceful and hungry patient Nigerians. God will reward everyone according to their works. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let us know what you think about what Punch has written, the article the Punch has written. Thank you.